I swear this is the weirdest cat I've ever had. I am legit going on a walk with her. She does this all the time. I'll go walking down the road, down my driveway, and she'll just either follow beside me or follow behind me, or she'll suddenly run up and charge at me, which I'm waiting to see if she decides to do. But yeah, no, this is a wonderfully weird cat, and I love her. Come on, Cloudy. Come on. Come on. Yes, and my neighbor's chickens too. So what do I want to talk about today? So, let's talk about the difference between fake it till you make it versus being it until you become it. So we hear the phrase fake it till you make it all the time. And we don't really stop to think about what that means. Somebody tells you, oh, fake it till you make it, you just fake it till you make it. We hear that all the damn time. When you're faking something, you know that you're not being true to yourself. You are well aware of it. And so, when you know you're not being true to yourself, what does that do? It causes internal shame within yourself. But guess what? That internal shame is completely unconscious to you. You know it's there, but you don't acknowledge it. You can't acknowledge it just yet. And so, I'm turning around because I don't want to go on a long walk because my cat will follow me. So I'm just going to walk up and down my driveway. I know you guys were expecting the scenic route, but yeah, can't do that right now. So, when you are faking something, there is a internal well of shame because you know you're not being authentic to yourself. You know you are lying to yourself. You know that what you act like you know, you don't actually know. And you know that. I know that made no sense whatsoever, but I think that's the most I've used the word no in a single sentence. Both words no. Anyway, there's this sense of I'm lying to myself within you as you are faking it. And this is very different from when you are learning a new skill and you're just not where you want to be. That's different. And I'll come back to that. I'm talking about when you're just putting on an air to look good, to look like you know what you're talking about. I'm talking about that kind of fake it till you make it. So what does it do? It brews up this sense of deep shame. Because deep down, you know that it's complete bull. And you know that you're not being authentic to yourself. But we don't want to acknowledge that. We don't want to acknowledge it to anyone else, and we don't want to acknowledge it to ourselves. So what do? We double down. We go for, we go even further, okay? And we get really, really high up, that really high peak on the Dunning-Kruger scale. That's what happens when we fake it till we make it. But we stay there. Go look at a graph of the Dunning-Kruger scale. It shows a correlation of how much we think we know versus actual experience. And you'll find that in the beginning, there's this massive peak where you get the know-it-alls, you get the people that don't know what the hell they're talking about, but act like they do. And then, as you get more experience, you realize you don't know anything. And so that it becomes this sort of drop-off until it starts to rise where what you know starts to line up with what your actual experience is. It's a really interesting graph. It looks sort of like a U-shape, kind of. It is like a really high peak, and then it dips down into like a sort of U-shape. Go look it up. It's really cool. If I can figure out the technology, I'll post a picture of it on here. I am not good with computers. But if I can figure out how to do it, I will post a picture of it on here. So, when we fake it till we make it, that's what we get. We get you get this arrogant cockiness, but also not just arrogant and cocky, but completely inept. You get the people that are incompetent at their jobs, but act like they know it all. So what's the solution to this? A shift in the way that we look at that. Instead of faking it till we make it, we need to tell people, be it until you become it. You want to develop that skill? Be it. Work on it. Bit by bit. Being is gradual. It's gradual. It is moment by moment. Faking it is trying to get it all at once. But we have no idea what we know and what we don't know. When you be something until you become it, as you are in the process of being that, you know exactly that, hey, I have no freaking clue what I'm doing here. And it keeps you humble. It keeps you grounded. And so, what do you get when you get people like that? You get people that, they don't act like they know. They can acknowledge that, yeah, no, I don't know shit. Why? Because they can be it, bit by bit. And this is something that phrase, fake it until you make it, we need to get rid of it. As a society, we need to get rid of that phrase completely. Because it is damaging. That is a damaging phrase. And it needs to be ripped from our vernacular. So don't fake it until you make it. Never, ever, ever fake it until you make it. Because when you make it, you're going to know that you didn't earn it. And you want to be careful of unearned wisdom. Be it until you become it. It's a process. Be it. Bit by bit.